I'd be happy to start.
Call the Newry Select Board meeting to order. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All signed warrants. Does anybody note any errors or omissions from the town of Newry Selectmen meeting minutes, June 20th, 2023?
In the joint select board meeting, under the header, it says July 13th instead of July 31st.
I did a motion for you.
Oh my God. I feel like I've gone to the principal's office.
So, I have 5 packets.
Yep.
Per your instructions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here, I'll help out.
I can make
Okay.
that change.
Okay, this is just kind of a rundown of everybody.
Okay.
And then I've just got them divided here, so, okay.
That's all I'm missing.
Make a motion, we accept and with
Oh.
the change of the date for the, to the 31st.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll give you, hand me
I'll second.
2
Yeah.
stacks, 1 stack?
Yeah, there's
Did
one
you
at a
move and
stack.
second
Yeah,
that we
because everybody gets a,
approve the town of Newry Selectmen meeting minutes for June 20th, with the date being changed on the joint select board meeting? All those in favor?
In favor.
in favor.
In favor.
There's 8 of them. Okay. Start
This is a letter.
Okay.
But does she?
Does it go with anything else?
Nope.
Right.
She wanted to give us a letter, so.
Well, noisy girl.
I'm sorry.
Enough. It's fun.
They were in order, but they're kind of not in order now that we just.
Does this email exchange also get handed out?
Yeah, that was, somebody's broker was supposed to send me an offer and got sick, so they sent it to me and I was okay. Forwarded it home. Okay. All right. Do you want me to address everybody, huh?
No,
Sally,
just the
okay.
ones.
Okay. Wait for Gary, he'll tell you when.
Okay.
Here's the chair.
Any adjustments to the agenda?
No.
Announcements? Public comment? No public hearing, no possible action. Now we'll get to the review office for the sale of the Newry church.
Okay, so I gave you, there's 8 of them. The first one, is for 56.5, and that came in it's an email. This is the one that his broker was sick and didn't send over the offer. So I just said, look, I will just present, your intent, and if that's the one that you guys wanna go with, we could pursue it further into a purchase and sales format. But, that's number 1. So number 2, is Nelson Peterson. And he's offering 50,000. And do you wanna go through them for specifics, or first do you wanna just go through them for price?
Well, we go twice first.
Okay, so then that's that one is for 50,000. These are all cash. The third one is Rob Oliverio, and he's offering 150,000. That's your top offer right there for price wise. and everything really, because he doesn't care about anything, so. Number 4 is, for 50,000, it's, Eric and Leslie Weeks. Number 5 is, an email exchange that came from Karen Lakelock for 30,000. And the reason that didn't get put into the purchase and sales format is because she really couldn't understand. I kept telling her, no, we need to put it into the format, and then she sent me this letter, and I just said, based on the fact that it was substantially lower than everybody else, I just said, we'll just keep it in the letter format, and if you want me to go back to her and ask for a purchase and sales, I certainly can. Number 6 is, from an LLC, and they are offering 87,000. And then number 7 is from the Butchers, Thatcher and Charlene, and they're offering 112,000. And number 8 is from Tara Chaplin, and she's offering 90,000. And I'm happy to go through them for specifics whenever if you guys want.
What kind of specifics do we have on the Rob Oliver Road?
Okay, that's pretty cut and dry. He basically wants to close on, August 1st. He's a cash buyer. We excluded the bell and podium. Everybody knew that was being taken out, so those were excluded. And then, so he said everything else in there can stay. And he doesn't, he's not hung up on any inspections, or he doesn't need anything like that. He is from Florida, from Key West. There's, on the last page, there's a letter of recommendation from, he is currently doing a restoration of a 1903 church in Key West, Florida. And he has sent this over just so that, people could see that. I mean, that's his passion and that's what he does. So, he's selling it, he told me he's selling a business and he wants to buy the church, and then he will, renovate, restore. So that's his story. He's here on vacation, and he's come over twice to look at it.
So no contingencies about the driveway?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I gave him your full packet.
Yeah.
He has all the information, and,
So he's just kind of more or less gonna preserve it the way a church is, or is he gonna do something else?
I think they're gonna live in it, but it will not change, it will look the same. They may put some glass or something on the back and add light in it, but, he basically wants to restore what's there. He does not want to tear it down. So there is a concern, obviously, with the bell tower. That's pretty, so they'll have to, there was a lot of leaking when I was there showing it. Water was coming in through where the bell tower comes into the main part of the church. So, but he was there during a rainy day, he saw that, he had to, he walked all around it. As I said, he's come twice, and then he sent over that letter from, the church renovation that he's doing now in Key West.
Now, is he gonna move here, or is this gonna be like a summer home, or?
I don't think he'll be here full time. I think he'll be here part-time. he has a wife, and she said, you know, I don't think she's like a winter person, let's just put it that way. I don't think they're gonna be.
Spend a couple winters in Key West, you wouldn't be able to.
Right, yeah.
I do know a guy that lives in Key West, then he comes up here for the winter and goes down there in the summer.
That's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know the people that bought the Clark's house, your old, I think that was your old house at one point in time, wasn't it? Across from,
Yeah,
Yes.
well, we
They're
took care of the neighbors, it was my son's.
they're from Florida,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He won't come up here in the winter either. She does,
Yeah.
she comes up here and skis, but he
So,
won't.
as for the bell, my thoughts was we would keep the bell for historic purposes. If somebody was gonna tear it down, we should keep the bell, and the podium we could, use anyway.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have any stipulations either,
I
so.
don't know what it would cost us to get the bell out of there, but
Right, so,
if he
I don't
doesn't
think
want the bell, then I guess we could probably do something with it.
Well, we went in, we told them that the bell wasn't staying, because
Okay.
Loretta had said to me, tell them the bell and the podium aren't staying. So everybody who looked at it had the same
Same.
instruction,
Okay.
they knew.
okay. So, do you want her to go through and see what anybody else has for stipulations on each one?
If we're going by the high price, and this doesn't have any stipulations, that's probably where I'd go.
What's up to you then? I'm just
I
saying.
mean, if somebody else wants to, I don't have a problem.
Well, the second, the butchers, do you know what they're,
Yep, so they're, I don't know what they're doing, like, but it seems like, 'cause they have an agent outside of myself, and they are, they were pretty specific on, what did they say? They wanted inspections for code conformance, which, I mean, yeah, it's not in conformance, most of it, but, and then what is the other one? They had a list of things they wanted to do. Purchase of property is contingent on the following: approval of application for residential occupancy within 15 business days by buyer. So they're gonna turn it into a residence as well. Approval for a well within 15 business days by buyer. Approval for residential septic design within 15 days by the buyer. And the design we have is not 2 years old, so that
Yeah,
they
that
should be
would go.
fine with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Approval for a driveway permit with the state within 15 business days by buyer. All contingencies to be satisfactory by buyer within 15 days.
I feel like 15 days dealing with the state, probably. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, wishful thinking, right?
So,
I would say,
in my opinion, based on that, they're out.
yeah. I mean,
I mean, I would ask you, what is the chance that somebody's not gonna get a driveway permit?
It's a state road, I don't
Yeah.
have any say over
Yeah.
that.
with the building, I'm not saying they could or they couldn't, but most generally, if the building's already there, they kinda gotta give it to them.
Right, and they don't want them parking in
In the road.
the road, yeah.
It's also, when it comes to DOT, it's also gonna matter if it's residential or, I had one call that they want to turn it into a hunting lodge, huh? And I thought, that's gonna depend on how many trips per day as to how wide that entrance needs to be.
Right.
Commercial versus
Right.
residential.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes, I had somebody that wanted to turn it into a paddleball.
Oh,
Or
Pickleball?
Pickleball,
Oh,
yeah, that's what he wanted to do with it. I said, I don't know anything about pickleball,
neither, I just know it's pretty popular. It was a big thing on the news the other night about it too.
but, yeah. He also didn't have any money, so he didn't put together an offer, so one of those.
Taste of champagne and a price for beer.
And the LLC is actually the Mishues, which just, they used to own Mallard Mart, and sold that. So that's who that LLC
Okay.
is, if you're wondering who that is.
Did they have stipulations?
I see they tore the restaurant down there today, or I
He,
noticed it today.
yeah, he did, yeah, he didn't, he didn't do it, they sold it off, obviously, but he said that made him sad. So his one stipulation was a permit, driveway permit. That was the only thing he was concerned with.
Which one was that?
That is the LLC number 6,
Okay.
which is
Okay, yeah, yeah,
EDNABL LLC,
yeah, I see it now.
yeah.
Did number 8 have any contingencies?
Number 8 was the last one that came in. He came in through another broker. Offer contingent on general building inspection and satisfactory soils test. I would steer clear of a building inspection on that myself, but just because I feel like there's too many, even though people say, oh, I'm an old home person, I'm not looking for anything in particular, I just wanna make sure every single time it comes up, and then they're like, well, why isn't this to code, why isn't that to code? Well, because it was built in 1904, right?
Right.
Well, if it was up to me, I would either do the Rob Oliviera or the LLC. Those are my opinion, 2 choices.
The LLC had some stipulations there, right?
Driveway,
The driveway.
he wants a DEP permit, his driveway.
And I think, those are people that we're kind of sort of familiar with. And then,
They understand the lay of the
Right.
land, right, that would be what I would say about that too, yeah.
and then the other guy, restoring other buildings, I feel like he kind of would know what he's getting into.
Sure.
A letter of recommendation never hurts.
No, right. No.
Joelle?
I will say that I didn't hear one person say that they wanted to tear it down out of this whole group, so, people.
The trouble is, if they tear it down, then they can't hardly build back.
Right, right, exactly.
I guess for conversation, I would make a motion, we go with the Rob Oliver or whatever. how you pronounce it.
Milvaria.
Yeah.
Number 3,
And I'm reading the first part of it, and then they
Yeah.
had the other 2 letters on it.
yeah.
So he's the one that really doesn't have any concerns whatsoever.
Right, he has no contingencies, he did not send me over his proof of funds because he's on vacation, and he said he could get them to me on Monday, when he gets back home. But again, he's selling a business too, so, he appears to have what he says he has, but I do not have that. The Mishues, who are the LLC, they are doing a 1031 exchange, which means they sold an investment property, and that money is parked in a,
To beat the taxes.
yeah, it's, yeah, and an attorney has it. So once they come to closing, that attorney sends it over, so.
Does it sound like he's gonna leave it where it is, or is he gonna, he probably
Mission,
put some, all of,
Olive area, he didn't talk about moving it. He just talked about putting some windows in the back away from the street.
he more or less is gonna leave it like a church.
Yeah,
restored.
oh, yes, yeah, he lives in he lives in the church that he's restoring now. They made, an apartment in the back of it, and he's been doing this for a year, I think, this restoration. And when I say restoration, he went into great lengths to share with me that he sourced the materials from very specific, it's all old. I mean, he didn't go, nothing new was going in it, it was all vintage materials. He sounds like he knows what he's doing, let's just put it that way.
And he's the only one that's come forward and said that he really would like to keep it more or less as a church, or,
The misuse are gonna keep it, it will not change a visual, they're going to make it into livable space and rent it, is what they want to do. He's the one that has the $87,000 offer, and it's contingent upon, him getting his driveway permit. And both of them actually said the exact same thing about where it steps up in the front, or the back, I should say, away from the street, is where they'll put the bathroom and the kitchen, because it's easy to, has that crawl space, you can put it in under there, so there was no mention of tearing it down.
So you made the motion, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I will second it.
it's been moved and seconded that we, I don't know, accept, is it a purchase agreement, or,
Yep.
that's what it is,
Yeah,
for
accept the
Rob
purchase and sale.
Oliverio, for $150,000. Been moved and seconded, is there any more discussion that we have to do?
Just gonna have to vote on it, I guess.
I mean, it does seem to me that they seem to be the one that's gonna try to keep it more like a church. I mean, even though they're still gonna live in it, but they're gonna
Yep.
try to keep
It's
it
gonna
more
look the same outside.
the same.
Do you wanna try to do anything with the bell on that, or no?
Well, it's
Well,
already put in the agreement.
Yeah,
that
it's excluded out
That
right
the
now.
bell
I
and the
mean,
podium
obviously,
are
they're gonna
coming
tear
out.
that section down.
I don't think he's gonna wanna tear it down. I think he wants to keep it the way that it is. He's gonna have to make the repairs.
Right.
Maybe he'll get his own bell.
Well, we don't know what it's gonna cost him, or how he's gonna, how much he's gonna have to take apart to get it fixed the way.
So you guys would have to take the bell out, because the town's asking to exclude it. So it would have to be the town's responsibility to take out the bell and the podium prior to the closing. You want it gone before he
It's,
signs on the dotted line. And that, timing wise, where he's closing so quickly, you may want to ask him for an extension on that closing if you can't get somebody in there to remove the valve, or you may decide, I don't care about the valve, and we just tell him that it's his, and he can do whatever he wants. Which would probably mean we can name there.
I don't even know how big that bell is. Would it come out through one of the?
I don't know, I
up
was
there?
wondering, you might have to take the roof off to get it out, you know? And the next question is, what are we gonna do with it after we have it? Just,
Probably put it right over here behind. In all honesty.
My thoughts was to put it at the Grange Hall where that tree is that needs to be cut up front by the gym.
okay, yeah, that's a good thought.
But with construction, I'm gonna
Yeah.
interject here real quick.
Yeah, no,
With
that's
as
fine.
busy as everyone is, trying to get a crane and a crew, and just off, off the cuff, I'm thinking of that outfit in South Paris that has cranes.
Yeah,
I don't imagine we'll get them quickly.
no, or even that Cody's outfit out of
Oh,
Rock.
you're definitely not getting them quickly,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, make it contingency that we need
Extra time to get
extra
the bill.
time taking the bell out for like 30 days or something. I don't know, just
So
trying to.
you, like 30 days, like you want them to close on the first?
No,
and
they
then
can close when they want to, but then we need 30 days to get the
Get the
bell
bell
out.
out, okay.
Or 60 days, whatever we decide, but that gives us a little more wiggle room.
Yeah,
Or if he's gonna keep it as a church, it could live right there.
Yeah, that's one of the things, that's why I was asking kind of what we were gonna do with it after we got it out. If it's just gonna hang around and be a dust collector, then we don't need it, you know.
My original thought was keep the bell if somebody was gonna tear it down.
Yeah,
Don't sound like you're gonna tear it down, you're gonna keep it going.
Right.
I mean, what kind of damage are we gonna do and how much are we gonna have to put back? We
yeah,
have to-
that's the other thing is, you know, we have to take the roof off, then it's not weather tight. But it isn't really weather tight now, but.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, no.
um,
there is an interior, like somebody's screwed like a,
No panel to get up there
Yeah.
probably, you know.
to get up there. I don't know if you can do it through that or not, but it's pretty fragile, I think, that whole part of the building seems to be
I think
fragile.
you're right there.
Yeah.
Well, when we add that we will need 30 or 45 days to kind of make a decision on whether we're actually gonna take the bill out or to get it out or what. There's a possibility that we leave it, you know, but I don't know. Does that sound like something that would fit the picture?
Would, we could ask him if he'd be willing to
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean.
accept that, or if he is not tearing it down, if he would like to keep the bell.
That preserves the church with just the way it looks right
Looks like
now.
that.
Yeah.
It can't hurt to do it that way, correct?
Right, just ask him, yeah, yeah. You want me to step out and see if I can get him on the phone?
Yeah, guess we kind of need to know.
While you're doing that, we will.
Don't talk about me, okay?
We will go on to some of the other little.
We'll move on to
things.
July.
All right, we will come back to this, but we will move on to the remainder, a reminder of the joint select board meeting, which is 7:31, not 7:15. And that's at 5 o'clock
Yes.
in Bryant Bowling.
Yep, They haven't changed it yet, so. Still time.
Now, I guess we can go on to the code enforcement road committee.
Okay. I'm here mainly for the roads. I guess I have a big typo on my last report, and I apologize for the confusion. Paving and shoulder filling is not completed on Timberline, Greenbrier, and Skiway, since those did not get paved this year. I apologize. We did do storm damage repairs on Timberline, Greenbrier, and Skiway from the May 1st storm. They were the last 3 roads. They were all passable, but the ditches, we didn't want anybody pulling off and losing half a vehicle in some of the water ditches that were created, so that got completed last week, or
Sounds
week
like
before.
a little bit of FEMA money's gonna be available from what I heard in the news.
Yeah, and we've already filed our reports preliminarily with FEMA, so they've had all of that, so that's good. Timberline and Greenbrier, while we were out there, we did discover with our contractor that there's a couple of culverts that crossed roads that are completely clogged. And they're the old, like 10 or 12-inch metal culverts. These are something that was laid in place, you know,
When they built it, yeah.
when they built the roads, yeah. So there's 2 of those that need to come up and be replaced, as well as one on Valley View. These are all town-owned roads. So I'm gonna look at the paving schedule, see what we can do. You don't wanna rip up a culvert and not do the road. Patching never goes well when you just patch where the culvert comes out, especially with the amount of water that we have running downhill on all of our roads. So I'm gonna take a look at the paving schedule, see what happens. The roads that are due, or the only road that's up for next year, is Sunday River Road from the intersection of Monkey Brook Road to pole 105, which means nothing to nobody, but it's about 8,000 square feet, 8,000 lineal feet. So I'll take a look at that section of road, talk to our,
Mile and a half or so.
yeah, talk to the guy who does our crack sealing, take a look, see what he thinks, you know, maybe we put that off a year. And we do the culvert repairs on Timberline, Greenbrier, and Valley View and pave those 3 roads next year. So just kicking these around right now. But I just wanted to clarify my road report. Striping, we have our quote for that. Paving is done and billed. So that was good news. We were happy to see that bill come in. Yeah, and no, it doesn't happen often. We were happy to see that. But yeah, with the lovely weather we've had, we're trying really hard to crack seal and then paint. It may end up that the paint gets done first and the crack seal comes after. We're just gonna see how all the contractors' schedules work out. Okay. Any questions about anything else going on in town?
Budget-wise, how we doing?
For roads?
Yeah.
Better. Well, let me preface that. The storm damage puts us our budget way out of whack.
Yeah,
FEMA could pay us this year, they could pay us next year.
right.
Yeah, that's something for Loretta to consider and think about.
Yeah.
Been talking to the auditor on how they wanna handle it, so.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be coming to one of your meetings in August, so.
Okay.
So, the Newry signs, the sign posts are being fabricated. I went with a company that could fabricate and install. And Alan, our, man of all trades around town, is also gonna be there to help with the installation. It's nice to have somebody who lives and works for us handy.
We kicked the tree cut on the branch road.
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
Alan and Joel did that.
I used that for chainsaw training that day.
Well, I would've cut it, but I didn't have a saw with me the day I noticed it.
Yeah. And that's it.
So he has no problem with, you know, taking as much time as you guys
Reasonable amount
need
of time, yeah.
to get the bell out. He said that doesn't, anything you need like that does not bother him. He's not gonna be doing anything for a year on it anyways.
Guess that answers that question.
Yep.
Right, well, it's been moved and seconded that we accept the purchase agreement. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor. start digging into the bell situation.
It might make a difference on what we decide.
I mean, I think that could be a
Could be a nightmare.
whole nother can of worms if we start digging into seeing what's gonna take to get that out.
So, do you want to push the closing out, or do you wanna close and just have, X number of days to move the bell, which is better for you guys?
I don't think we need to push it out, the closing out, let's just go with the closing with his approval that we need to take that time.
Okay.
Well, what if we decide, we dig into it and it's, $50,000 to remove the bell?
Yeah, that's,
No, money aside, damages that may incur, that we would have to also put back.
Right.
This man is a professional restoration of churches.
Right.
We're gonna put back brand new 2x6s, whatever it takes, right
Right.
out of, local lumber yards. He may say, I'd rather leave the bell.
Yeah.
I guess that's a conversation maybe we can have with him,
Well,
if that opens up.
He
Do what?
doesn't care, whatever way you guys,
Okay.
If-
yeah.
Keep the bell or not keep the
Yes,
bell? Okay.
he doesn't,
Okay.
he's not.
if you want on sometime next week or so, you and I will go up and look and see what it looks like it's gonna be to get it out of there.
We're gonna put your grandson up through the hatch.
I can do that. I can do
We'll
that.
do some ladder training and.
That will bring a lot of
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
That sounds good, let's do that. Okay,
That's a good idea.
all right,
That way we can get a hand, we'll take a few pictures and see what we got.
okay.
If we have to do much tearing stuff apart, like you said,
I don't wanna wreck what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah,
If he's willing to do all that restoration and keep the look, it'd be a
Right,
shame
we
to
don't
tear it
wanna
apart.
do a bunch of,
Right, yeah,
to make a
Heck,
bunch of
yeah,
extra
yeah.
work.
yeah. Okay. I just wanted to say that out loud.
Thank you.
okay.
that's my only thing is, I mean, how much are we gonna have to tear apart and put something back to make it look the same? Without
Right.
having the type of materials that,
That this man certainly seems to have access to.
right.
Yeah.
I would say we'd investigate that within a week or 10 days.
Before the
Bring
closing.
it
yeah,
back,
before the
before the closing,
Mhm.
make up our mind.
Yeah.
But you guys meet August 1st,
Yeah,
just so you know.
I think we should just put in there like 60 days to get it out, and if we can't get it done without wrecking stuff, and within that time, then he gets to keep it. That's what I suggest.
That way it's cut and dry.
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear that the chances of him tearing it down are very, very slim, so I don't think us not getting the bell is a huge deal, personally. That's my suggestion.
I guess we'll go with that, something in that range. You got the drift of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And you're handling
Yeah.
all of this, so. In the meantime, we'll get together and see what kind of a performance it's gonna be to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, not knowing what it is, but the ladder truck will lift.
And then
So-
how far it's extended.
Yeah, well, you can get pretty close. You might be able to use that for the crane, I don't know.
I'm not a professional rigger and I'm not insured for that under the town's workers' comp, so let's,
Yeah,
Well,
we'll just investigate right now.
we're just gonna investigate right now.
Right,
Oh.
so give him, have the closing on the 1st,
Yeah.
and then we'll investigate the bell and stuff, so give us 60 days and we should know. We'll probably know way before that, but we might even know before.
But just in
the
case,
1st,
like, we can get it out, but
Right.
we can't get somebody there,
but- Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like 60 days is more than enough time if we can't get it out to get someone to get it out.
right.
And if we can't, then we can't, and. Let me know.
That sound reasonable?
Okay, well, I guess we got the ball rolling.
Okay. Good, thank you, Sally.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it very much.
So you and I will.
Yep.
Get together.
Yep.
On a, you want me to just email it to you, that make the 60-day, change and email it to you to sign electronically?
You
or-
can, or I can come over, I'm not going
Okay.
anywhere, so,
Okay, all right.
it'll get me out of the office.
Okay, all right.
It's a big drive to Sunday River.
Tomorrow, on your day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. All right, you can do that.
Excellent. Thank you very much for all your
You're welcome.
hard work with this.
And one other question, who do you use, who's gonna do the attorney side for the town?
We use Jim Katsifikas, he's from, is it Perkins and Thompson, or Thompson and Perkins?
Perkins.
But you'll give me that?
Yeah.
I'll send it over to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, super.
Or say it backwards, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Easy enough.
Now, we taking care of your business? or-
Yes, we have, yeah. I just want to give you guys an update on the roads and the signs.
Okay, then I guess we'll continue on. Deputy Town Clerk report?
So we have 12 liens left now, so we're dwindling on those, which is very nice. 4 of them have liens from last year, so we have to pay those off first in order to get to this, so. So if you minus that from the 12, we're doing really well, I think. I go to a Moses, which is Inland Fish and Wildlife Training next week in Rangeley. And it's really going on.
So maybe you can get a question answered then, like when we do the Ranger and we put tracks on it in the winter time. We use it for grooming, so do we do a one, like usually like the snowmobiles and the tucker and stuff like that, it's a one-time deal and we only have to do it once. And we don't have to do it again, but then in the summertime, when we take the tracks off, we probably still have to register it as a,
I believe you do.
Yeah, but ask where it's municipal,
Municipal.
fire, and then,
Yeah, the one he's
yeah,
talking
but you're talking
about.
snowmobile club now, but the fire department has the same thing,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I
But
know
we've-
privately they do, unless you're
Well-
just trying to get from like your camp down to the water to ice
but you're supposed
fish,
to
you don't
register
have
if you
to.
put tracks on like a snowmobile.
Right.
Yes, if you're going out on the trails,
Right.
yes. Yep.
But I've asked different people about the snowmobile club, cause I think like with the snow machines, you only register them one time, as long as you got them for
Right.
grooming. And I don't know, like with the Ranger with the tracks, if that's what we use it for, we could do it a one-time deal, but then summertime, we're probably gonna have to go back and register it like a regular, so. but No one's really answered that
Yeah.
question.
For-
And I don't know if the fire department's ever been
I was gonna say, I don't think it has.
Years ago, we had done the first one, do you still have, do you have the same one, or?
Same one, yeah,
Okay, it was registered once,
but I don't think it ever gets renewed every year.
yeah, and I don't know if they have to, but it's worth asking that too.
When it leaves our town, like, let's say we bring it to Gilead for a forest fire, if it sustains or causes any damages there, and it's not registered, we could get a citation. So,
Well, it has left the town of Newry.
that's right, because, well, right, and rightly so. I mean, we're mutual aid, that's what we do, but, yeah, if anything, same with our fire trucks. We drive around in Newry, we're fine, they don't need to be registered, because it's a municipal fire truck.
Well,
But we mutual aid everything.
it used to be, had to be registered. If you went to the fire, it didn't have to be, but when you came back, it had to be.
Makes total sense.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep,
So then when that, we just write out a bill of sales for that town, then when the head comes making. But that's just one question, if
Yep,
you're doing that,
certainly.
then they'll hopefully get us to doing something right, you know.
Mhm.
Some people just say, just take it anyway, but at
Yeah.
some point, I mean, we've had wardens and stuff, you know, but they never really said anything.
Right.
I even asked a warden once, and he says,
It's a gray area, I'm sure.
Yeah.
so,
Yep, yep.
thank you. County administrator's report.
I got the pre-audit today, was going through that. To finalize it, she's supposed to be, she's gonna try to come to the meeting on the 1st, but it might be the 15th, it all depends on how they to go over the audit and everything else we asked. But it looks pretty good. Nothing else big and fancy going on at the moment. Keep our fingers crossed.
I do the office is closed.
Yeah, the office is closed on the 26th because we got training, and I did hear from Bethel about their rec department. The rec director is getting done, it's very, very busy. So they wanna talk turkey with all the other towns about a rec department, other towns supposed to pay them more money. And I said, well, we pay $2,500 now, which I know is just a drop in the bucket, the insurance was crazy. But it's worth, we'll talk about it, so the managers will get together eventually and have a lunch and
Then again,
discuss
we
it.
don't have a lot of students using it either.
Right, well, actually, we do have a lot of issues here. Because it's everything, it's the skiing, it's the soccer, it's the lacrosse, it's the basketball, baseball, even, she has all these other little things that they do.
That'll probably be brought up at the joint meeting.
Probably. And then, solid waste, hopefully we get together on that soon, because I've been bugging her, and of course, I've been bugging.
I see you had it down, but didn't know which 2 days it was.
Right, so we're working on that. And assessors were out and about doing some of their work last week. And then one of them, I think, is coming back Monday to do some more. So we'll be getting ready to commit taxes in August. All goes well.
Getting back to the, solid waste, have we ever checked into combining with Northern Oxford and Mexico Lumber? And see what that would, I mean,
Nope.
things haven't really
Things
gone well with
what
where
we
we
got.
are. I mean,
Things
Right.
haven't gone anywhere, never mind well, they
But
just
I
don't
don't
go
know.
anywhere.
if that's an option, or what it would be,
Right.
maybe we just don't wanna go that route, I don't know.
Well, it's worth asking questions. We can ask questions.
And I drove by it a couple times and said, why don't we just check in here if,
Yeah.
And
you
they're
know.
open like every day.
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, it's a lot further for us
Oh,
to
it
travel,
is.
but if we were into that, then maybe,
They would do door to
I'll
door.
charge you for your
Right.
trash.
But maybe if we went that way, maybe Hanover would go that way too.
Right.
oh, I just don't know. I
Right,
mean, they
yeah.
probably, they may not wanna get involved with the ski.
Right.
But they have Black Mountain and
Right.
some of the others, I mean, it's completely, it's a little bit
Right.
smaller scale,
I
but,
think it was Archie's that we had inquired, I had inquired,
About door to door pickup.
doing door-to-door
Yeah.
pickup, and they didn't seem to
They
be,
didn't
they
have
didn't have the
staff.
help, I
Yeah.
guess. But,
Well, who knows that?
no, I haven't checked.
No, I can ask, and I contacted Medcare and said that you were gonna be our alternate, and we have a letter that we have to send to the, board president, which is Bob Chase,
Yeah.
but I gotta get that first.
He's a fire chief, ran for Auburn,
Fire chief, oh, okay.
but he lives in Rumford, so he's got a Rumford address too.
Oh, Bert is supposed to give it to me, but she hasn't.
He was, a big time, you know?
So, we've got that ready. We're good.
if we're good, I guess maybe we can do that.
Make a motion, we adjourn at 5:50.
I'll second that.
Second, that we adjourn at 5:50.
F
All
on
those in
slow.
favor?
Yeah, we should charge batteries.
Okay.
Well, we start on cell phone time, so I figured we'd end those.
Yeah, okay. Even work, that's what I'm talking
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for your help, Joel.